Yeah, now. Vivek can't hear you. You are on mute.
Okay, sorry. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another webinar. I hope you all are sound and safe. Good evening, Mr. Vikram, Ms. Pooja, Mr. Rajveer. It's so nice to have you all here. We will be starting our webinar in another 2 minutes. So I request all of you to please make sure to make this webinar as engaging as possible. So comment down, keep interacting with me, with the joinees, and with the expert speakers whom I will be introducing shortly. Good evening, Miss Hemlata, Miss Nikita. Namaste, Mr. Neeraj. I'm good, Mr. Vikram. How about you? We will be starting up our webinar in another minute. So I request all of you to ask other colleagues, other joinees to join in this webinar. Tune in as fast as possible. So I think it's the right time to begin our webinar. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for this insightful webinar on Composite Skill Labs. My name is Vivek, and I'm very excited to guide you through this session. So moving ahead, let me give you a walk through the itinerary. So in today's discussion, we will be exploring how Composite Skill Labs are paving the way for the future of education. We will cover the challenges of, and we will also talk about the path, the future of the skill labs. We will also cover the role of CBSE in skill subjects and why skill labs are essentials. Plus, we will also take a closer look at STEMpedia's offering and different labs that STEMpedia offers and how they fit into this transformative framework. So let's dive in. Let's start by talking about why we are here. Let's talk about what's the future of skill education. So according to the World Economic Forum, by 2025, 65% of the job will require new skills due to advancements in AI and automation. We all know that AI is one of the vogue industry, one of the vogue innovation in industry. And this is not just about future, it's happening right now. And also, NEP 2020 also envisions that by 2025, half of the students in school and higher education will gain exposure to vocational education. Not just that, to succeed in this dynamic world, skills in areas like data science, artificial intelligence, and even soft skills like critical thinking are becoming non-negotiable. So Composite Skill Lab here aims to bridge this gap, making students future ready. Let's quickly take a look at top skills which are in high demand today. Talking about mathematics and statistics, which is the foundation of all advanced technologies, which is required to set up the foundation for the students as well. Then moving towards NLP, which is natural language processing, which is used to powering chatbots and virtual assistants that we have been using in our day-to-day lives. Then moving ahead to data science and analytics. turning data into meaningful insights. Then computer vision, which is helping machines to see and interpret the real world, just like the self-driving cars, which is Tesla, which is quite famous in our day-to-day lives. Then last but not the least, the top king of these skill set, which is AI, artificial intelligence, which is the driving force behind innovation all across the different industries. So these are the skills that are the future of the opportunities of the golden gates that will be opened for the students when they will be not just opting to get some jobs, but while they will be creating the new ones as well. Moving towards, these are the skill that are in high demand. To cater these high demands, CBSE has included skill subjects. So CBSE has taken significant steps to integrate skill-based learning into schools. So from grade 6 onwards, CBSE offers a wide array of skill modules. 33 modules in middle school, 22 at the secondary school, and 43 in senior secondary schools. Such as, for example, AI is one of the top choices for the schools, highlighting a growing interest in future-focused education focused with hands-on learning while working with the emerging technologies. And these skill subjects or these skill sectors aren't just about knowledge, they are about application. They are about application, how exactly students is catering to these skill subject, how students is being introduced to these new skill sectors, and which is what we aim to enhance through Composite Skill Labs. Moving towards, I have one quick question for all of you. As I was talking about, let's make this interaction more engaging. Let's make this webinar more active. So I have one question for you all. I want to scan this QR code and answer the question. Skills that are students keen to learn in your school. And I want to know everyone. So everyone, please make sure that you are scanning the QR code and letting us know which are the skills that your school students are keen to learn.
Vivek, you want me to scan, also to scan? I mean, all of us?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you can scan as well.
Sure.
I'm giving you a minute to do so. I will be waiting for your response, everybody. Let me put it back on the screen. Kindly allow me a moment. So as you can see, there are the live responses here on my screen. So I request all of you to please scan the QR code, which is there in front of your screen, and select the subject or the sector in which your students, your school students are keen to learn, are keen to explore and do hands-on with. So I request all of you to please do that. With me, I have few of experts who have joined as well. We will soon be, coming to our panel discussion. I will be soon introducing the panelists who have joined us to all of you as well.
जयप्रकाश is calling. जयप्रकाश को मीटिंग के अंदर है.
So I'm seeing a lot of responses, and majorly the response are coming on coding, AI, and robotics. That's fascinating to see. Superb. We will come back to this Mentimeter slide in just a moment. So I request all of you to keep that link open, because once I will be moving towards the next slide, other questions will pop up on the same window. So all you have to do, scan this QR code. I will be showing this QR code again in just some time once I will be moving towards the next question. So as of now, we have received more than 30 responses. That's fantastic. Amazing. All right. So a lot of you have chosen coding, AI, and robotics as the keen subject that the students want to learn, explore, and do hands-on. Now, when we are talking about skill subject, I also want to highlight the inclusion of them in classrooms, in schools. So therefore, I'm presenting you a graph over here. As shown in this particular graph, which highlights the inclusion of skill subjects from 2019 to 2024 for class 10th and 12th. This basically, of course, demonstrates a very steady growth in schools adopting to skill subjects. And it also reflects the increasing need for schools to embrace the advanced learning, foster innovation, and promote more hands-on learning and practical education. But did you notice one thing? We need to prepare well. We need to include these skill subjects from the middle school only. Right now, we are catering the needs. Right now, I'm showing the graph of class 10th and 12th. But these skill subjects need to be introduced from the middle age only. We will, of course, discuss more about that when I will be coming to the panel discussion, and our expert panelists who have joined us will be highlighting more on this particular aspect as well. And when I'm talking about the inclusion of these skill subjects, I, of course, want to highlight the top 5. I also want to highlight the top 5 chosen skill subjects or the chosen skill sectors by CBSE school, majorly focused on class 10th. So this particular slide, which I'm displaying over here, this slide highlights the top 5 skills that are chosen by CBSE schools for class 10th. Out of 18,929 schools, technology leads by the significant margin. Technology is the most chosen sector with 69% uptake, with over 12,000 schools opted for subjects like information technology, artificial intelligence, which has been one of the second most popular skill subject this year. And coming to entrepreneurship, which is referred as S2 over here, which is chosen by 17% of the school, which is focusing on areas like financial markets, design thinking. This uptake of skill subjects represent how many schools are opting for technological integration of skill subjects into a classroom. This showcase that not just the emerging technologies are booming, the inclusion of those emerging technologies into a classroom is also booming as well. Then also we have art, design, and media, which covers the creative subjects like multimedia, which has 12% of uptake. Then woodworking and automobile, which has 6%, and others, including physical activity trainer, retail, healthcare, and more, up to 16% of uptake. And all of this is being referred by CBSE 138th governing body meeting MOM, which is there online for all of you as well. So you can go check out that entire document, check out that MOM, and learn more about these skill subjects and how schools are taking up that. Now, you all have understood what are skill subjects. You have understood what are the skill subjects your school students are keen to learn and explore. You have understood how schools are including these skill subjects or taking these skill subjects. But now coming to why exactly composite skill labs. So when I'm talking about why skill labs or why composite skill labs, these labs are a gateway for the students to have hands-on opportunities to develop the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication, which are the essential 4 C's of the 21st century skills. Not just that, these labs are designed to foster an innovation mindset and problem-solving abilities while instilling sensitivity towards global challenges. So in short, if I summarize what I have mentioned over here, in short, these labs are not just labs, these are incubators for future innovators. Take a note onto this. These are the incubators for the future innovators. Now, coming to CBSE circular highlights. Why I want all of you to take a note onto this, or why I want you all to focus on this, is because CBSE has mandated composite skill labs for class 6 to class or grade 6 to grade 12 to ensure a robust skill development ecosystems. So school has to set up, there are two options that school can opt to: a single lab of 1600 square feet for all the grades, or two separate labs for different grade groups. And the newly affiliated school must establish these labs immediately. While the existing schools have a 3-year timeline, funding can also be managed through CSR partnerships, industry collaborations, or government initiatives like World Bank project. But it is mandatory for a CBSE school to have a composite skill lab for grade 6 onwards. You can know more about the CBSE circular. We have updated it on our website as well. You can take a look there too. So make sure you visit the website. Make sure you check out the CBSE circular highlights as well, because it will give you a glance of how exactly the school has to open up a composite skill lab. Now, coming to some of the key parameters for skill subjects. This is a new initiative by CBSE, aka which is skill subjects. This aims to equip students with practical skills beyond the traditional academics. We all know that. It is catering the needs of the students so that they are more focused on innovation, entrepreneurship. They're more focused on hands-on learning rather than the traditional academic methods or methodologies which have been continued since so many years. Here are some of the key points that I want you to note, which are by CBSE circular mentioned over here in the reference as well. The key points are each skill subject will be offered for a duration of 12 to 15 hours within an academic year. The skill subjects emphasis on hands-on learning with 70% of the dedicated time to practical activities and 30% to the theoretical concepts. So you can see inclusion of practical implementation of these skill subjects are more focused. And how they can be conquered? They can be only conquered with the help of a perfect composite skill lab. Then coming to assessment. Assessment is something that will be conducted at the school level, preferably through project-based evaluations, or the CBSE will also be providing the criteria for these type of assessments that school can do as well. And school can offer skill subjects through various modes, including skill labs, hobby clubs, or online self-learning platforms as well. So there is a wide range of opportunities for the schools to opt from. Plus, the students have the flexibility to choose one or more skill subjects based on their interest and career aspirations. So it's not just a great opportunity for the schools, but also for the students to choose hands-on learning over traditional practical methods. The schools who are interested in offering the skill subject must register themselves on OASIS platform as fast as soon as possible. And just to take a note on it, for grade 9 and 10th student, a skill subject can be counted as an optional subject in your final percentage calculation. So there will be, of course, final calculation with the compulsory subject, which are already there, but the skill subject will be counted as an optional subject while they are calculating their final calculation. So these were the few key parameters about skill subjects that I wanted to highlight on. Now coming to funding and support. School plays a very vital role in setting up composite skill labs. They're encouraged to explore corporate social responsibility partnership, which is CSR partnerships with industries to secure those fundings that are required to set up a composite skill lab. Partnership with industries and organizations like World Bank project will also provide them alternative funding opportunities. And these type of collaboration can help them to enhance their infrastructure and skill development initiative in their school. And talking about development partnerships, school should actively seek partnership with skill development organization to align educational outcomes with industry requirements, which is one of the major focus, which should be one of the major focus while a school is opting to develop a composite skill lab. And such collaboration, of course, will ensure students gain more relevant exposure to emerging skills and career pathways. Now, I have given you enough knowledge about composite skill labs, why they are required. I have given you highlights about the data that were represented by the CBSE board meeting, 138th board meeting that was there. I have given you enough highlights on the CBSE circular and how exactly you will be getting the funding and support from where you can get it, as well as the key parameters while you're introducing a skill subject into your school. It's the right time to introduce you all to the expert panelists who have joined us here for the panel discussion on skill subjects, the practical approach to education. So with me, I have Ms. Shaini Banerjee, ma'am, the principal of KIS. I have Dr. Sapna Agarwal, the founder of Big Wonder. I have Ms. Mohsin Mohammed, the STEM facilitator of Cherik International School. So I welcome all of you for this amazing panel discussion. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining in. I hope I'm audible to all three of you.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Now, moving towards, I will be asking you a few questions. One by one, I want you to highlight your thoughts on the same. So, Sapna ma'am, my first question is coming to you. Why is it important to introduce skill-based subjects in schools? And how do they contribute in preparing students for real-life challenges?
Right. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you for this question and thank you for the insight to all. I hope and wish that your program is being recorded and, people, those who couldn't have joined today, they possibly get to listen more about these skills. So I'm sure, because you mentioned from the CBSE circular, which talks about the skills curriculum. Well, in times to come, because, CBSE is also a board and they take time to come down to a lower level. So they started with grades 9, 10th, 11, 12th. Now they are talking about grade 6, 7. There's already a, Honorable MP, Lok Sabha, member, Tejasvi Surya, has already risen up and which is in record and evidence. So NCRT has been also directed and even CBSE to make it now from grade 3 and very soon the skills curriculum would come down to early learners also. Let me talk about something very interesting to each one of us over here. When we talk about skills, in fact, the nursery grades, nursery, LKG, HKG, what we teach children is all skills, fine motor skills and gross motor skills, right? And so ever since education, was made formal, so we were teaching skills, only it has been few years in between for various reasons, yes, of course, that we totally shifted the focus only on the academic credentials and that to subject focus. In fact, building knowledge is also a skill. So we've seen all these years that not necessarily every child likes to study language or every child likes to study any subject like maths or any subject for that matter. But in real life, there are umpteen opportunities for people to establish themselves, to do very well in life. I have seen students when I was serving as a school principal and then as a group director principal in a CBSE K-12 school and of course group schools. We saw that there were children who were very good in sports. We saw children, recently we have example of Gukesh, who is the world chess champion. He never studied a formal class after grade 4, but that template cannot be replicated. So if a template of Gukesh and many other sports person cannot be replicated on many other children, similarly, the template of only studying academics should not be replicated on the rest of them. So the skills are something which is very important. All of us as panel members, those who are sitting over here, we certainly have a certain set of skills. Right. Once we accumulated, we acquired our academic credentials. Our credentials are maybe the keywords, but we are 100% working on our skill set. So I've seen school leaders, I mean, who are very exceptional speakers. I have seen school leaders who are exceptional managers. I have seen, more seniors over here. I've seen people, those who are contributing in their schools as counselors and skill, they're exceptionally good in certain things. So the skill gives an opportunity to every single learner, starting from the time when we send the child to the learning atmosphere till the time we are there on earth. So we need to continuously keep improving our skills. I can go on speaking about skills. You did introduce me. Yeah, that is I Big Wonder, the organization. And I have written two skill curricula, that is one on financial literacy, grades 1 to 8, and other social emotional learning, life skills and leadership. And I was very glad to see the number 1 point definitely goes to technology and robotics, but the second most chosen was entrepreneurship and finance. And we are so happy that people in academia have started realizing and in demand. So I'm definitely waiting for the time when the learner gets to choose the right to choose, kind of a thing, that I want to take the basics. They'll always be there. The maths, the language, the social sciences will always be there. And the child says, once that basic input has gone after the preparatory years, I also want to learn this. Right from there are Instagram influencers, aren't they? Little babies. So they know that what business is. The children, they are talking. I had a word with a girl called Kiara Advani. She's a very small little baby influencer. Now, of course, a grown-up girl around 7-8 years of age. She knows that she is making business. Right. So there are things. So I'll go on talking. I think let's listen to the other panelists as well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Moving towards my next question is to Shiny, ma'am. Ma'am, how can educators balance the traditional academics with the practical approach of skill-based education to ensure holistic learning for the students?
See, as I am a principal, but apart from that, where I'm sitting, it is a skill-based lab, right? This lab is having under one roof, we are having 4 labs, right? And we are trying to give from Calbric's group of education. Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff, ma'am, our chairperson, ma'am, right? So she's having an aim, a dream, I will say, right, to come up with the skill development for our next 21st century's generation, right? So skill development is now nothing like to questions anything. We have to do, right? There is no other alternative. So same as inside the school campus, once we are having a classroom with a student number of 40 students, definitely it's not like that all students are academic oriented. We need to understand that, as Sapna ma'am said rightly, all 40 are not made for pen paper assessment, right? But till this many days, it was in our mind, those students are from first to 10 to 15th ranker, they are the students, right? Rest are like meaningless, right? Hopeless kids. But the now entire thing has been changed. One of my students, a real life experience I'm giving from my school, one of my students, the naughtiest students of my grade 9, now been selected from NCC for 26 January parade, right? And the child is extremely good in coding and all those things. So what to say? So looking to that, we need to change inside of a school campus. The teachers, I will not say them teachers anymore. They are the facilitators only, right? Because everything it is available. If a student is trying to get something, it is available in Google and everywhere. We need to facilitate them. We need to make them understand the value use of the curriculum. Either it is AI, either it is whichever the skill development we are doing, right? So I think NEP has given us the scope with 12 bagless days, and that is totally for the skill development of the child. But again, it should not be forced from the school side that we'll be taking this, because I'm having teachers or facilitators for this. There is no regulations, right? You may go with any that particular skill experts to come. You may invite them and they may give the lectures to the students, and they may give the real life experience to the students, right? So the key thing it is we need to incorporate our curriculum, which is the traditional curriculum we need to incorporate with the project based learning. There is nothing like writing, reading, and pen, paper, and chalk talk, right? So, project based learning, real life learning, that is the practical approach, then real world simulations, that is much more needed, and industry collaborations. It's not only that inside the classroom we'll be having the big talk and the child is not able to feel those things. They're not able to experience those things. So, first, curriculum, we have to design it in such a way there will be a scope for experiential learning, hands-on learning, practical based approach, industrial collaborations, and so that they will be able to develop their practical skills. The motto is to develop the skills. The motto is not to develop the assessment ratio, right? Secondly, the teaching method also need to change. It's not only that curriculum we have changed, right? Who will deliver the lesson plans, right? Who will deliver? So the teachers, again I'm saying the facilitators, they are the key person, they are the pillars. Curriculum apne bana liya, but how to come up with that curriculum, how you will be going, you will be reaching the students' mind, brain, heart. All these things we are supposed to touch. Otherwise, again, it will be pen paper learning, the textbook and the teacher is giving the lectures. So the teaching method also need to be changed. Like engagement should be there. Whatever the expert is trying to say, the student should be able to join them with that particular condition. Inquiry based, inquiry driven learning should be there, right? Rather than the teacher is asking the question, the student should ask the questions, right? That should be the base of the thing. And definitely the collaborative learning. Nowadays, inside the classroom, I think every student they're full with their knowledge, more than us, right? We have to just knock them. So if we give them the scope to collaborate for the peer group learning, discussions, group discussions, I think it will come in a nice way. And after that case studies, it is required. So the students will be able to involve themselves. They will be able to come up with the data they have collected, and then based on that they will be able to solve their problem. And now after that, assessment also is taking an initial crucial, I will say, the crucial purpose, because as you just said, 19th is having the skill subjects, right? My school is also having the skill subjects. So how to do the assessment? The best part is there 60% practical and the 40% it is theoretical. So the practical approach is there. The assessment will be not only with the pen paper. The assessment mode has to be, we need to come up with different medium so that everything will be in a circle and we'll be able to balance the thing, the curriculum, designing the curriculum in a practical way where the child will be able to connect themselves. Then next comes the teaching quality. The teachers, they need to understand how they will be delivering the thing, how they will be able to engage all the students into the classroom. And the third, it is the assessment, how we are going to assess so that we'll be getting the coming year future generation जो हम Gen Z आजकल बोल रहे हैं बच्चे को, right, will be able to get them. And Gen Z के बाद अभी alpha हमारे सामने, alpha is coming, right? My pre-primary students are coming like that way. So we need to get prepared with the full swing. And if you give us, allow us, after this, I will be love to show my lab, right? So after these conversations, I will ask my people to show the lab, to take us for a view of the lab. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. I really, really do align with the thoughts that you have mentioned. That yes, teachers are not just teachers now, they are facilitators. They're the pillars of providing these skill subject into a classroom. Moving towards Mohsin, ma'am, my next question is to you. Is it important to introduce skill-based subjects in schools, and how do they contribute in preparing students for real life challenges?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening. So now coming to like skill-based subjects, they are more towards like solving real-time problems. And these skill-based subjects are more towards theoretical practices than like more towards practical practices than theoretical. So they are like a building bridge between theory and the practical. Whatever the students are learning in the classroom, they are coming to the skill labs and they're experiencing what exactly they are learning. It's a very good exposure for the student. So what they are learning, that they're able to see in front of them, they're able to execute and see how it is happening, how it is working, how exactly the things go in the real world. And I would like to share a quote, like which I really like. I see, I forget. Okay. I hear, I remember. But I do, I understand to the core. So this skill labs help us to understand everything, the students to understand everything, whatever they are learning in the theoretical subject in a practical classes. So not only robotics or 3D designing, there are like many like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. So all Python coding, all these things help the student to see what exactly is happening in the real world. Even like I ask my students to go around, see what is happening around, come up with different problems, what you see. Let's solve those problems. That's what the real time learning is. That what the solving a real problem which is just around us. So this all to do all these things, the skill labs are a vital role in a student's life. So even like not only bridging the gap in between theory and practical, so this skill labs are helping the students in future employability. Now they have a exact like the picture what is going to happen in future. When we were in school, we were not exposed to these many things. We were not aware like what is the future employability, how the things will go. But the CBSE has done a wonderful job by introducing these skill courses in the curriculum, which helps them to like estimate, like to analyze what is happening in the future, how should be like future ready to solve the critical problems, to foster the problem solving skills. So all these things, so this plays a very important vital role in each and every student's life. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sapna. Mohsin ma'am, sorry. Yeah. Moving towards my next question to Sapna ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay, Acha, you're coming to me here. I wanted to say something great. I'll wait then.
yes.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, how can schools ensure that the teachers are adequately trained to deliver these skill-based subjects effectively into a classroom?
Well, I should say thank you for this question then, Vivek. Because as Shiny ma'am had mentioned, no, and of course Mohsin also. So I was very carefully listening to every single word of theirs because it matters. They are there in these schools and they are dealing day in, day out with the children. So I like to refer something from Upanishad, our Upanishads, because skills. So they're just simple. It is like yatha drashti, yatha danam, yatha vidya, yatha kaushalam cha. So it's like how like your eyes see, right? Similarly, everything you have to acquire skills. So seeing is also a skill, right? So I'm just cutting it short because I've already mentioned the shlok from. So how the teachers, it's very important. I'm personally into a lot of capacity building of teachers and we are helping our schools a lot. And as ma'am has said, she would like to show you. So we have a lot of things to show. Of course, I keep putting it on my social media and the other places also. Number one, once the challenge over here is that once somebody becomes a teacher, and I'm not generalizing for all, but I'm largely saying a bigger percentages of this stop being a student, right? So to be a teacher, one has to be constantly learning, because then only we'll get to know that what is the requirement of this generation or this learner, or what is happening on a timeline across the globe. Right. So it cannot happen. I mean, at a point of time, I really feel that many a times in classes, it's criminal. We are just teaching the children what we know as teachers. Because I know this, I want the learner, and that is how the parents would not know, because the parents are not the professionals. Right. In fact, there are so many things which must happen from your platform also. I should definitely make it a mention. Capacity building, teacher training, and NEP talks only of 50 hours. I use the word only 50 hours in a year. Right. Now, just imagine a child is studying ideally for 36 to 37 weeks in a year, that to around 6 to 8 hours every day. Let's multiply how many hours the child is learning. So let's also multiply how many hours the teachers are learning. I mean, they should definitely be taking an oath as a teacher, because they are dealing with the lives of children. It's not for 1 year. For 15 years, the child is in the school and then in the higher education. And the future of a child impacts the future of society, community, nation, and the world altogether. So there's a whole lot of mindset or a mindfulness being built, right? Tell me one school leader, there could be one school leader or one school owner who does not want to bring innovation to the school. The challenge is the teachers many a times will say, they refuse because the leader cannot be teaching in every single class. So the role of a leader is to set the system right. Right. But the work happening in the class has to happen through the teachers. So the teachers, for themselves, for their sake, for their future readiness, for being in the job for many, many years, it's very important. I may be sounding a little harsh, but that is very important. Somebody has to start saying like that. Right. So I have chosen it to say it like that. They have to constantly believe and start getting trained and learn the skills. Skills not only to teach and to facilitate the academic process, skills to teach the skills itself. Right. I'll give you an example. So last year, I think Shiny ma'am knows because I had shared in the group also. It was January 24 when if you permit me, can I show this cover page of my book? Okay. So this was my Paiso book series, which I had launched January 24 of this grades 1 to 8. We thought that we'll be able to, it was in Jaipur in a conference we launched. So we thought a lot of all school leaders were there and they were people from reputed. Everybody liked it, everybody. So we thought, acha pilot hoega, but acha pilot, trust me, I said, if 1,000 children study in the pilot year, I'll be happy. Well, God is kind. We could cross beyond 10,000 children in a pilot year across the country. And there were many schools who were with us. But the challenge around the year was we kept poking the teachers that, it's not completing the syllabi. It's not taking a unit test or something. It's a skill curriculum. It's a skill subject. We need a lot of support. We have trainers online who are constantly week on week. You tell us 24/7, our trainers will be there to support you. Initially, good 8 weeks. So say around April, right? And of course, till the time the summer break happened, we constantly had to build in the confidence of teachers. You can teach. We know that you can teach, but we are teaching you a separate skill. That is of financial literacy. And now when I get the testimonials, so many of them are telling us, there were nearly 100 teachers with us, those who were in this program. They said that they could actually understand that, financial literacy was not only saving money or investing. There were money mistakes. So there was gratification. There was earning trust. There was earning respect. There were, a lot of things which happened. So it's very important. So I again repeat, not a single school leader who does not want to bring innovation. The challenge is, and even because I've been a school leader, I've been on that side of the table too. The challenge is to tell the teachers, you'll have to be slightly uncomfortable or get out of your comfort zone. Only then you'll be dealing with the children of future. So number one, if I sum up the question you had asked me is, number one, to believe that yes, skills curriculum is very important. The skills labs are very important. The skills are something which are a requirement of future. Number two, to be ready to get trained constantly. Number three, take an oath, right? That they are dealing with children, even if they are there for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they are going to be fully dedicated and be contributing into that area. So that is my say. I can go on speaking, but then I'm here to listen to and get a little bit more learning comes to me, and I can contribute again to the society. So that is, I will have to listen to everyone.
Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am. Thank you so much. It's very true that teachers, of course, have to be the learners first, and then only they will be able to, pass on that learning or that knowledge they will be gaining with the hands-on with the skill subject to the students as well. Coming to my next question to Shiny ma'am. My next question is, ma'am, in what ways can industry collaboration with school enhance the effectiveness of the vocational educational programs?
See, this question is like, khana to ban gaya, right? Now, how to prepare and how to digest and how to be healthy. It's like that way, right? Am I right, Sapna ma'am? Because school mein humne padha liya, right? Curriculum humne develop kar diya. but then why we are making them skill oriented?
Correct.
So there comes the industry. So again, if we are learning everything inside the school classroom, then there is no meaning of doing all these things. So definitely this collaboration with the industries is the key of this learning system, the skill-based learning system. If we are talking about 25th century 7 Cs, right? Then without that, we'll be not able to achieve any of them. If we are talking about collaboration, we are talking about communication, creativity, designing, है ना? So everything they will be able to experience once there will be quality industry collaborations with the schools. Once there will be experts will be coming into the school, students will be visiting the particular sectors, and not only the students, now CBSE has taken a very good initiative. There is a principal visits are also going on, right? I was a part of that for twice. Definitely, I was not aware ki what I'll be able to give to my students. How many skills are there? But actually, after getting this knowledge, after completions of the 10th, 11th, 12th, where my child will be able to project, where will be the career of the particular child. As a principal or as an educator, I will not say principal, I will be saying an educator of this 21st century's group we are teaching, right? We need to know where we are projecting. If we are not done with the whole circle and where to start and where my child will be able to get a scope in his life, ultimately vocational learning is not for the official jobs, right? It's for the talent. Those talents are there in the pipeline, right? To pull out them for the skilled worker, which India is required, right? To make our country proud, जो अभी चल रहा है इंडिया आज हर जगह पे है, right? To make that thing more fulfilled, I think a collaboration with industries that is must, that is the heart of this learning system of vocational education. If I'm trying to teach everything within my four wall, then definitely it is the purpose is not going to get solved, right? A teacher cannot, maybe a teacher of economics can teach financial literacy very nicely. But a banker, once he is coming, or a CA, once he is coming, or the child is going to a CA's office, he's seeing, he's observing how the audit should be done. Or a physical trainer is there, a child, as we are in Gandhinagar, we send our students to sign, right? They're able to see, oh, what it is going on. So until the broader aspect we are not able to present in front of our students, everything it is meaningless. So if we are really looking for skill development, we are looking for skill-based worker, definitely that a collaboration with good industries, it is parallelly, I will say, more than important than the curriculum design. If you're going to a good industry visit, curriculum, it is automatically there. It is definitely not inside the book pages, but it is in front of them, right? So they are able to understand that. And that is why I think this Calvin's Future Tech Lab, KFTL, we could have come inside one school campus, right? We are having DPS Bhopal with us, but it is not there. It is a separate institutions, right? So that students will be able to come out from the schools and they will be able to join. They will be able to see, oh, it is not only AI in robotics. It is not only space learning. It is not only SDG goals learning. It is not only environmental learning. It is not only augmentations and simulations. It is everything. It is a collaborated learning where the child will be able to get a 360-degree knowledge what we are talking about through our 21st century skills development. All 7 C's are two equally important. And for to achieve those things, I think this collaboration, industry collaboration is much required. And we are definitely, as a school or as an institutions, we need to focus for that. So I think I'm able to give my directions as a principal or as a project lead of this lab. Every day evening, I can see my students, how inquisitive they are, right? How many things it is there in their mind. Once they're taking the entry in the lab, they're having 15 questions before taking the entry, right? Today, this many things we are supposed to know, right? And the way this future tech labs resource persons, they are not also definitely not at all a teachers, that they are the, I will say they're more than teacher, they're the more than friend, right? They are the friends of this students and the way they are giving the reply. So students are the way they are bringing the questions, they're bringing those same questions into our brain also. Right? We are thinking, yeah, oh, हमने तो ये सोचा ही नहीं था यार, ये तो हो सकता है. Why the child is thinking like that? It's possible. So definitely, once they're visiting, once they're the collaboration with the industry, they will be able to get the real life experience and will be able to achieve our the focus point, the skilled worker for coming India.
Thank you so much, Shiny ma'am. I have to say that all the joinees who have joined, they're just commenting one thing, that it was a very fruitful and engaging panel discussion that we had. Thank you so much to all the
Vivek,
panelists.
it's actually nice. I mean, I'm so glad. I constantly keep attending panel sessions, both online and offline. And I'm always very glad whenever somebody, takes initiative to start, because there has to be an initiative where we constantly keep hammering and talking about skills. So my lot of love, respect, and kudos to the entire organization who thought about creating it. At any point of time, of course, from an over platform, I say, ever you feel that I can contribute to anything regarding skills, because I'm into a constant research ever since January 21 onto skills, which is happening in top 6 economies of the world. So I feel that whatever research we've done, when I say we, both me and Karan Agrawal, he's the co-author, we've studied 6 economies, and we've studied variety of skills happening over there, with and without composite labs. So not necessarily, composite lab is very nice. There was a point of time Atal tinkering with and without composite labs. So I'll be more than happy to do it. Online, you don't even have to offer me a cup of tea, but otherwise just a cup of tea is okay. So I'm always there.
Sapna ma'am, I will definitely love to invite you to visit our KFTL lab, right? Same with Masin ma'am. I invite all the schools. I know how many principals or teachers must be there. They are with us. I will love to invite all of you. So a cup of tea or cup of coffee will be good, right?
Ma'am, tea with ginger, ma'am. Ginger wala chai.
Yeah, ginger, tulsi, everything will be available, right? We'll be having the kara also. No issues, as it is the winter is approaching. We are having 4 labs actually, ma'am. One, it is the aerospace based on space learning, and then it is the AI and robotics, right? They are definitely doing wonderful work. They are coming up with all those things. I'm also learning. Actually, every day evening, it is my learning sessions, right? And definitely we are having simulations. So based, it is merged with the NCERT syllabus. And the evening experience and the morning experience is just totally something different from the school. And it is a hands-on learning is going on. My resource persons are also every known. They are also like a students. They are also searching something is like the best part is that.
Great, ma'am. Surely look forward, ma'am. Sometimes we'll definitely connect on visiting your school and then talking about your school to the world.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to all the 3 expert panelists to join us. Thank you so much, Shiny ma'am, Sapna ma'am, and Mohsin ma'am. It was one of the most engaging panel discussion that
Mohsin, you're very pretty.
Oh, yes.
I must
Thank you.
compliment you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Means a lot. I'm super excited to about the Shiny Ma'am's lab, like because it's a collaboration of everything. It's not like focused on one single thing, which is really a very good exposure as a student. If he is able to expose all the things, he will know like what exactly he has to do in the future, like how to plan for it.
Ma'am,
It's
actually,
amazing, ma'am.
yeah, the lab is working with 2 different models, right? In the morning, all our caloric students, they are coming and they are experiencing the hands-on learning, right? And they're all these 4, inside this 4, all 4 labs are there. And in the evening, right from 1 o'clock till 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, we are open for all. There is no age barrier, right? There is no school is particularly named or said. We are definitely will love that if the students are coming to visit the lab, at least to get that idea what it is happening and what it is going on. They are joining or not, that is not the question mark, that is not the focus, but let them take the exposures what we are trying to give from here. So that is why Dr. Shroff ma'am had that simple one thought कि नहीं ये सबके लिए है. And now she is like हमें अभी है ना ऑनलाइन में या हाइब्रिड मोड पे भी जाना है, right? Let the students join from any other state. जहाँ पे ये lab पहुंच नहीं सकती है, the schools will be not able to come up with a lab, right? So please, Shani, वहां तक हमें पहुंचना है. So hybrid. So we are trying to work out so that students can visit. Maybe a Saturday, Sunday, they will be able to come. And the lab is 24 hours open, not 24 hours, but 18 hours we are open, right? And so they should come over here. They should visit the lab. They may take their 2 hours, 3 hours time, and then they definitely is working like that way. Because see, NCERT is having, now we are talking about the STEM learning and we are talking about all these things, right? So science, physics, chemistry, bio, now the students are NEET and JEE, NEET and JEE, right? These two criteria are like so heavy. Students are not able to come out from that. Yes, but they need to come and they need to see how the simulations are working so nicely. If we have taken the subject like CS, then our AI and robotic lab can do anything for them, right? So physics with the aerospace lab. So everywhere it is well connected with the things they are learning inside the classroom. There is nothing of pressure, but we are trying to, release the pressure of a child, what the child is getting inside the school campus, and we are trying to merge it. It's nothing like that, something different, extra tuition classes. No, you just whatever you were doing, please understand the concept in a much better way, which will give them a long memory power, and memory graph will be a good one. So it's like that.
Great, ma'am.
Once again, a huge thank you to all three of you. Thank you so much. It was one of the most engaging panel discussion. Even I learned quite a lot from all of you, how exactly and what are the challenges, how exactly one has to incorporate these skill subject into a classroom. And everybody who have joined us live on the YouTube are also thanking all of you. Now, moving ahead to the STEMpedia offering, now I will be discussing about the 4 offerings by STEMpedia, coming to the first one, which is the Future Tech Lab. So STEMpedia's Future Tech Lab is all about preparing the students for the jobs of tomorrow. So this lab focuses on emerging fields like AI, robotics, and coding tools. So with the increasing demand, as all the 3 expert panelists have mentioned, with the increasing demand of these technical skills, this lab equips students with hands-on knowledge of cutting-edge technologies. Schools can leverage this to ensure their students are ready for a tech-driven world full of opportunities in high-demand fields like data science, artificial intelligence, computer vision, NLP, and more, as we were talking about in the graph that we discussed earlier. So this is a perfect fit for the schools. Now, in this lab, we also have STEMpedia's technologies, in which we have an entire infrastructure. We have entire infrastructure of providing a modular space within a school so that we can set up that particular lab. So that infrastructure and space coming up from the school side, then the technological integration from our side, which will be giving them a modern tool, aka picture blocks for their coding software, for their 3D designs, for their XR studio, for Python as well, for machine learning, incorporating artificial intelligence with robotics. So that technological integration will be from our sides. Then the last but not the least, that is the tools and the equipments. So we will be providing tools and supplies which will be required to run these, the Future Tech Lab provided by the STEMpedia's technology. With that, we also have our school program offerings. So we have a dedicated curriculum, a perfectly designed curriculum by IIT alumni, which is designed to be focused more on practical based learning rather than the theoretical based one. It is perfectly aligned with NEP 2020. It is focused on CBSE as well as ICSE as well. So it's just an interdisciplinary curriculum that integrates STEM, social science, arts, PBC, which is project-based learning, in more focused towards hands-on implementation of the same technologies. Then we also provide add-on teacher trainings and activities on the teacher trainings as well. So we provide teacher trainings too, which is a teacher training assessment as well, that we provide. So basically, we not just are a one-stop solution for the school to have a lab setup, but also to run the lab in a very engaging and a fruitful manner way. So yeah, that is what we offer. Coming to the second lab, which is the entrepreneurship and finance lab. So this lab focuses on building financial literacy and essential business management skill among the young age students. This lab is designed to introduce concepts like budgeting, investment, entrepreneurial thinking, which the panelists over here were also discussing about, that these are also one of the essential part that the schools are majorly missing on. And these are the skills which are crucial in today's dynamic economy. And the schools are adopting this lab to empower the students, not just to dream big, but to turn those dreams into actionable plans and fostering a generation of future leaders and entrepreneurs. Moving towards the third one, which is the art, design, and media lab. So creativity, as we were also talking about creativity. So creativity is just as important as technical skills. And that is where this lab comes in. So this lab encourage students to explore the artistic potential through tools like digital art, design, and multimedia production. So from animation to graphic design, this lab bridges creativity with technology integration. So it aligns perfectly with the growing need for skill-based education, preparing students for careers in creative industries. Moving ahead, last but not the least, is the woodworking and automobile lab, which brings back the essence of hands-on learning, practical learning, where students get an exposure to tools and techniques for engineering, manufacturing, and craftsmanship, which is something students are keen to learn and keen to work with. So this lab is particularly valuable for students who are inclined towards technical and vocational careers. So by offering practical skills by this particular lab, school can help bridge the gap of the industry skill gap that is there and foster innovation in engineering and design fields as well. So that was a quick gist about STEMpedia's offering. Now coming to my second question is right over here in front of your screen. So I hope it is visible. Just allow me to share my screen once again. So this is the second question, and the second question with the QR once again, which type of lab is most suitable for your school? So I request all of you to scan the QR code once again and let us know which lab your school is looking forward to. I request all of you once again to scan the QR code and let us know what do you think. The QR code is there. If you already have scanned the QR code once, you just need to go back to your web browser, open the same page, and you will be able to fill in your answer for this particular question. So I'm waiting for
I
your
would like
response.
to ask like one small query here.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
like coming to woodworking in automobile labs. So, because like these are like very young students, right? And they're like all machinery which will be using in these labs. So, how are you helping like students to like not be to preserve them from like getting harm or like anything as such? Like, how are you going to help them? Because these are like
Right.
more using like machinery which are like not so advisable for the young students.
A
So
very
what
good question,
precautions are
ma'am.
you? Yeah.
A very, very good question. So let me state it in a very clear and precise way. So the tools and the machineries that we will be providing will be very less hazardous in nature. They will be very less hazardous and very less, prone to such actions or damages on the students as well. So those machinery that we will be providing or the tools that we will be providing, that will be more focused towards on the safety of the students as well. We will be providing a very basic safety guides, and all the equipments that will be coming, they will be coming with the safety tools as well. So just take a note onto that. Same way, we had few questions on the AI robotics lab as well. So like younger age students might choke onto some parts. So all the parts also over there are made in such a way that, they are not that hazardous in nature. And that too, I just wanted to mention in this particular and just wanted to highlight this particular this thing. And we also need to make kids a little more friendly towards using these tools as well. And yeah, I think that covers up a lot, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Vivek. And we have been using Quarky from more than 4 to 5 years now.
Right.
Every class is a very exciting. Like the students are like filled with excitement. So they enter the lab. The time they see the Quarky, they're like overwhelmed with joy and happiness. Like they want to program every day something new by using Quarky because it's very
Glad to know
user
that,
friendly
ma'am.
for a student to learn. Even the programming platform, the PictoBlocks, the Quarky hardware, it's like very good job whatever you have done. It's a small cute little robot which does like many things.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I have to say that that everything that we develop, like every small part or kit or the labs offering, we make sure that everything is kids friendly. That is why even the Corky is short circuit proof.
Yeah.
So I have also seen it. I have myself experienced quite a lot of things I wanted to try out, wanted to innovate something new. I also make a lot of new connections with Corky. So I was also thinking, is it prone to short circuit? But no, it's not prone to short circuit. We have short circuit protection as well. So just to highlight this particular part, that every kit and every offering that we have made sure that everything that we will be offering in a particular lab setup, it is very kids friendly.
That's it.
So yeah,
Thank
I
you.
have seen a lot of responses on this Mentimeter question, which is which type of lab is more suitable for your school, and most of the participants are choosing the future tech lab. So I'm more than happy to see that most schools are opting to incorporate future tech lab into their schools. We will be more than happy to reach out to you and to have that possible connection with us. I request all of you to kindly scan this QR code to share your valuable feedback. Kindly scan this QR code to share your valuable feedback, and we will be more than happy to know what type of offerings would you like for your school. So request all of you to please scan this QR code there in front of your screen. Let me share the screen once again. Please allow me a moment. Yeah. So request all of you to please scan this QR code and share your valuable feedbacks, and we will be more than happy to reach out to each and every one of you to talk a little more about the offerings that your school require. Me and my team, we will be personally connecting with each and every one of you to help you choose the perfect fit for your school. So I request everybody once again to fill in the QR. So scan the QR code and fill in the feedback form. Thank you so much, Eliza. I'm seeing the comments right now. Wow, great offering. Kudos to STEMpedia. Thank you so much. Wonderful session. Valuable inputs from the three guests. Thank you so much. So I request all of you to please scan the QR code, and you can ask any questions to our valuable expert panelists who have joined us, and we will be more than happy to pass on those questions to our expert panelists. Sapna ma'am, Shiny ma'am, and Mohsin ma'am are the true inspiration for educators. Thank you so much. Yes, it's true. I'm reading down the comments, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. It's very nice to see you all liking this session and a fruitful webinar. Thank you so much. In Nigeria, children are happy to see PictoBlock's 3D and Nexa Studio. Thank you so much. That's great. So I hope everybody have scanned the QR code. So if you have scanned the QR code and share your personal experience, please share or give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can wrap up the session.
Vivek, Is it okay though? Yeah, thank you. Then you've
Thank
already
you so much,
replied.
Sapna ma'am. Thank you so
Correct.
much ma'am, for
So there
joining.
was actually another session which was supposed to start at 6. I requested
I'm
them, but
really
now
sorry. I'm really
I
sorry.
think
Thank you so much,
the
ma'am.
yeah, audiences. Thank you, Shiny ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
Mosi.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
It
you.
was a great insight. Yeah. Bye, ma'am.
So I'm getting a lot of thumbs up in the live chat box. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in this session. We will be more than happy to connect with you all personally with the feedback that you will be sharing and providing in the feedback form. Thank you so much to the expert panelists for joining in this session and giving insights on how to incorporate skill education or skill subject perfectly, seamlessly in a classroom. Thank you so much, Mohsin ma'am, Shiny ma'am, and Sapna ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Means a lot. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day. Bye bye.
Good night. Thank you.